Hey guys, this is Todd Gaines coming at you with another movie review. Today I'm reviewing Beyond Skyline. Beyond Skyline is a sequel to the 2010 sci fi disaster Skyline, which starred Eric Balfour and Donald Faison, and that's really the only reason why I watched the first one. Recently I saw a trailer for this movie, and I'm like, holy shit, it's Frank Grillo. Holy hell, it's Iko Uwais from The Raid, Rama. And I was like, hell yeah, this is awesome. And then I saw it was called Beyond Skyline, and I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. This is a sequel to Skyline? And sure enough, guys, it is. And I think it's almost like a next day or day of sequel, just because how the first film sort of tied into the second film. But in all honesty, you don't have to watch the first one to get enjoyment out of this one, because I think the people that are going to enjoy this film are people that love Frank Grillo, love films like The Raid and Headshot. So I don't even care. I'm not even gonna recommend watching the first one if you haven't seen it already. But I am gonna talk about the awesomeness that is Beyond Skyline. Frank Grillo makes this movie. Frank Grillo is a star. Frank Grillo's chasing aliens around a shotgun. Frank Grillo is immune to the aliens' power. The aliens suck you in and get you on this spaceship, and then they kind of like take your head off and take your brain out and eat it or some shit like that. But Frank Grillo, he ain't all about that shit. He'll look at the alien all day and shoot him with his shotgun, and he's like immune. It's like he's got some special powers. I think it's called Grillo skills. Frank is a cop who's alcoholic. His wife passed away. He's got like an adult son, and they have a troubled relationship. But when the aliens kidnap his son, all hell, Frank Grillo goes on a rescue mission. And it's sort of like a ragtag group of survivors try to, survive this encounter with the aliens. And so, about halfway through the film, it kind of switches gears, and they land where Iko Uwais is at, and Frank joins forces with him. And what's crazy with Iko is, he's doing his Salat martial arts, and he's wearing this helmet on his head for like the first 10 minutes he's in the film. He's like wearing a motorcycle helmet, running around. He's got a shotgun too, and I'm like, Iko, man, what are you doing? And he finally takes off his. I mean, I thought maybe he got hurt or something, so he was gonna spend the whole movie with a motorcycle helmet on. That'd have been funny as hell. But he eventually takes off his helmet, and Frank and Iko they join forces because they got a common enemy. The enemy's these badass aliens, and the aliens, of course, they kind of look like bootleg predators. So I must say, Beyond Skyline is a cross between Predator and, believe it or not, Children of Men, because there's a child in this movie, unlike any other child, a child that will be very important to the universe. So that's why I'm tying in both of those films. But as you watch this child magically gets a little older, but for some reason her clothes, it's like they still fit. I was still trying to figure that out, because one minute this baby's a day old, and the next minute she's like 3 years old, but her clothes still fit. So that had me cracking up. I guess they just didn't care. I mean, when you're making a movie like this, you really don't pay attention to details, because they're also, they're using heavy on green screen on this one, because I mean there's a ton of alien special effects that you just can't practicalize. Yeah, that's a word, practicalize. And I mean so there's a lot of CG. Some of it's bad, some of it's real bad, and some of it's okay. The aliens, they look okay, and some of the aliens are actually humans in makeup. So when you see them fight, it's actually someone there, and not just digitalized. Yeah, that's the word too. Uh, I would say Man, I had a great time watching this one. I mean, I had a smile on my face. You know, Frank, he's running around. He's got a baby in his hand. He's like doing all these moves. Just, I mean, it's so unbelievable. There's one scene when Frank and Iko, you know, they kind of have the battle of the alphas. So you know they're gonna throw down. You know they're gonna join forces, but you know first they gotta take out the swords and compare them, if you know what I mean, by having a fist fight. So I was really getting into that, and then to make this movie even better, if you've ever seen the raid, it's got my boy Mad Dog in the raid, and sure enough, guess who shows up in Beyond Skyline? Yes, Mad Dog. But you know they throw him in a jail for a little while, and it's almost like they forget he's there. But then when the shit hits the fan, and Frank and Iko needs to fight these badass aliens, they go and they get old Mad Dog, and they have a three-way fight with these aliens, and I am screaming at the TV. I'm going crazy because this is living for me. Livin. This is living. I love these guys. I love these actors. This is what Todd Gaines loves to watch. I was bummed this one didn't come to the theater near me, but it is available on all your favorite pay-per-view stuff or uh, whatever digital platforms. So if you can find it that way if it's not a theater near you. You know, I think I'm seeing that new Star Wars today, and I thought there'd be a sci-fi movie I'd be excited for. But who would have known that it would have been Beyond Skyline? That I'm still just I, I really at loss of words of how much I like it. But you got to remember too, Frank Grillo is one of my favorite actors. Iko is one of my favorite actors. Mad Dog is one of my favorite actors. And to have all of them like at their peak, especially Frank and Iko. I mean, golly, this might be Iko's best. They might have used him the best in this movie. I mean, of course, I mean the raid is classic, but Iko is just amazing. And I think I said earlier he was running around with his motorcycle helmet on, and it's brilliant. I mean this movie, the plot flow is. I would probably have to watch it like 10 times to, to fully understand what's going on, because it kind of jumps a little bit and it's a little confusing. But hell, I didn't care, man, because this is what I like, and I really hope that. I mean, you probably gotta be a fan of Frank like I am to really appreciate it, because it looks like this one's not getting the best reviews. But hell, this is close to a 4-star film for me, because it just has all the ingredients I like. Trying to save the Frank trying to save the day. It's got Iko to help him. I mean, what more can you ask for? So, guys, I want to once again thank you so much for listening to my mumbling of words, and I just ask that you subscribe. I mean, if you want to subscribe to my channel, like my reviews, comment on my reviews, tell your friends about them. You know, I appreciate support so much. I think we're getting very close to 1,000 total views, which I guess that's pretty good. So let's keep that up. And this is Todd Gaines from Todd Gaines Talks Film, signing out. Later.